In February 2023, fighter jets were sent to intercept and destroy a strange object flying high above Lake Huron. The object was octagonal and completely different from anything seen before. But when recovery teams searched the area, they found nothing. No debris, no proof of what it was. Could it have been a spy device from another country? An advanced experimental aircraft? Or something we can't yet explain? Welcome to StarXtreme, where the journey begins. It all started on February 4th when a Chinese surveillance balloon was spotted drifting across the US and eventually shot down off the coast of South Carolina. The balloon had passed over sensitive military sites, raising concerns about potential spying. Then, just 6 days later, another strange object appeared in the sky. A metallic, cylindrical UAP spotted flying over Alaska at about 40,000 feet, posing a risk to civilian air traffic. On February 10th, an F-22 fighter jet took it down over the frozen waters of Alaska. This object, unlike the balloon, had no visible propulsion system, and its purpose was unclear. The very next day, on February 11th, another high-altitude object was detected over the Yukon in Canada. Similar in shape to the one over Alaska, it was shot down by a U.S. jet at the request of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. This raised more questions. Was there a pattern to these sightings? But the most puzzling event came on February 12th, when a fourth object appeared over Lake Huron. It was flying at about 20,000 feet, and like the other objects, it was a potential hazard to civilian aircraft. Initially spotted over Montana, it then moved toward the Great Lakes, and airspace was briefly closed. This object was different. It didn't look like a traditional aircraft or a weather balloon. It had a unique shape and appendages that left people wondering what it was and where it came from. Witnesses described the object as metallic and reflective, but there were no signs of propulsion. Unlike the other objects, this one seemed to hover or drift rather than fly, which only deepened the mystery. Some thought it might be a private research project or even an unknown type of aerial vehicle. Its octagonal design and silent hovering made some wonder if it was connected to recent UAP reports from the public and military. An F-16 fighter jet was sent to intercept and shoot it down with a Sidewinder missile. However, despite extensive search efforts, no debris was recovered from the lake. Poor weather and deep water made recovery difficult, and after several days, the operation was called off. The lack of recovered debris raised suspicions that there might be a cover-up. After the object was shot down, both the US and Canadian governments gave little information, mentioning only the challenges of finding any wreckage. This left many wondering, why no details? The government also suggested that the objects might be surveillance devices from foreign nations or just harmless research balloons. But the shifting story led some to believe they were trying to downplay the incidents. This pattern of secrecy isn't new. The US government has a long history of keeping information about UAPs under wraps, as shown in past projects like Project Blue Book and the more recent UAP hearings. With this history of classified information, many believe there could be a cover-up at play. But what do you think?